Welcome to the Soy Sauce. We're whipping up engaging discussions and insights on incredible books, pulling out the most powerful insights and practical takeaways so you can absorb incredible wisdom and spark new ideas all on your terms.
Let's sprinkle some soy sauce on your next book adventure. And today, this deep dive is digging into One Small Step Can Change Your Life, The Kaizen Way by Dr. Robert Maurer.
Yeah, and this is actually our final deep dive in this particular series. It feels kind of fitting, actually.
How so?
Well, because the whole philosophy we're getting into today, Kaizen, it's all about that steady, consistent progress, small steps.
Exactly. It's all about the power of tiny moments, those little actions that maybe seem insignificant, but they add up.
Right. So the book digs into this Kaizen idea. It's based on that old proverb, isn't it?
That's right. The journey of 1,000 miles, starts with just one single step.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, maybe even obvious.
But it's profound when you actually apply it.
Totally.
Hmm.
Dr. Maurer presents Kaizen as this, well, ancient but super effective way to hit your goals, keep performance up, all through these really small, natural steps, not giant leaps.
Okay, so small, natural, doable steps, not overwhelming yourself. And a big part of this, the book says, is something called mind sculpture. Sounds interesting.
It really is. Mind sculpture, as Dr. Maurer lays it out, is essentially using your mind, your imagination, to kind of pave the way for change.
Pave the way, like mentally.
Exactly. Whether you want a new habit, or you need to innovate, or even just tackle something that feels, scary.
Like public speaking or a big project.
Yeah, things like that. You use this mental rehearsal, this mind sculpture, to prepare your mind before you even take a physical step.
Okay, I get the concept preparing internally first, but doesn't just thinking about something scary sometimes make it worse? Like, how does this mental step actually help instead of just feeling like putting it off?
That's a really good point. And it gets at why Kaizen is, well, kind of subtle but effective.
Mm.
It's not just worrying or daydreaming. You're deliberately, actively visualizing success, picturing yourself doing the thing well. But crucially, you do it in a totally safe space, mentally, without any pressure to act physically
Right,
yet.
okay. No immediate action required.
Right. And Dr. Murr explains this actually helps bypass the amygdala, the brain's fear center, the
Yeah.
part that freaks out about big changes.
Oh, interesting. So it kind of sneaks past the brain's alarm system.
Sort of. By rehearsing mentally without threat, the actual task feels less daunting, less scary when you eventually go to do it for real.
That makes a lot of sense. So the book gives specific steps for this mind sculpture practice. Can you walk us through those?
Sure. So first step, identify the task. The one that feels intimidating or makes you hesitate. Really pinpoint it.
Okay. Face the fear, mentally at least.
Exactly. Then step two, decide how much time you'll spend on this. And we're talking small. Like
Yeah.
really small. Minutes.
Not hours. Got it. Tiny steps again.
Yep. Reinforces the whole Kaizen thing. Then find a quiet, comfy spot. Sit, lie down, whatever works. Close your eyes.
Relaxed setting.
And you practice visualization repetitively. The key is picturing yourself in the situation, doing the task successfully, but seeing it through your own eyes.
Oh, right. Like you're actually there, not watching yourself on a screen. First person view.
Precisely. First person.
Okay.
And then you layer it. Expand that picture to include all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel, and maybe even smell associated with doing it well?
Really build that mental movie of success.
Yeah.
Make it feel real.
You got it. Total immersion.
Yeah.
And here's a really important part. Imagine performing the task, the whole sequence, but without actually moving your body, just the mental run-through.
Purely mental action.
Yes. And the book suggests doing this visualization maybe a couple times each session, just to reinforce it.
So you're basically building this mental muscle memory, rehearsing success in your head where it feels safe. And then the idea is you only take a small physical step when that mental picture feels okay, feels comfortable.
That's exactly it. And, crucially, those first tiny physical steps need to line up with what you practiced in your mind sculpture. The mental work builds the confidence, the familiarity.
Making the real step feel less like jumping off a cliff.
Right. It feels more like just the next logical, manageable thing to do.
Okay, so that's mind sculpture. How do we then take that and apply it to a bigger goal using the whole Kaizen approach? What are the practical steps?
Well, it flows naturally. First, you do the mind sculpture part we just talked about. Prepare your mind, get comfortable with the idea of succeeding at the task.
Build that inner foundation.
Then, you decide on specific, very small, maybe even seemingly trivial physical actions you'll take consistently, daily or maybe weekly.
Small and consistent, not just small.
Yes. Consistency is everything here. Dr. Moore emphasizes that. A tiny step every single day builds way more momentum over time than, one huge effort every few weeks that burns you out.
Right, that compounding effect. It makes sense. Now, speaking of small things, the book raises a really interesting question, doesn't it? About everyday actions.
Oh yeah, that part really makes you pause. It asks you to think about stuff like, letting someone merge in traffic.
Or just genuinely thanking a cashier, smiling at a passerby.
Exactly. Can those little things actually make a difference? Can they impact others? The book kind of flips that and asks, well, if you don't believe those small moments matter, what's the alternative? That only grand gestures count.
Hmm. It challenges that idea that small stuff is insignificant.
It really does. It highlights the potential power, maybe often unseen, in our smallest everyday interactions and gestures. It suggests these moments do have ripples.
Yeah, it connects back to the core idea, doesn't it? That belief in the power of the small.
Absolutely. It resonates perfectly with Kaizen.
Yeah.
Whether it's that small mental step in mind sculpture or a tiny physical action towards a goal, or even just a small moment of kindness.
It all starts with one small step. That's enough to begin change.
It truly is a
Yeah.
powerful thought.
Definitely something to think about as we wrap up this deep dive. Consider that maybe those small moments, those tiny gestures, really can make an impact.
Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Leave a comment below.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, definitely hit that like and subscribe now.
We can't wait to share more incredible book insights with you next time.